Elena, a painter living in a small town, enjoyed capturing the colors and beauties of nature on her canvases. One day, she decided to participate in an art festival held near their town. At this festival, she hoped to meet other artists and perhaps find new sources of inspiration. On the first day of the festival, as she wandered among the colorful tents, she came across a painting that captivated her in a mysterious way. The artwork depicted intertwined shades of nature and a rainbow emerging in the sky. Elena decided to search for the artist behind this painting. The owner of the painting was Alex, a mysterious artist. Alex's works were not only a visual feast but also an ocean of profound emotions. Elena was eager to meet Alex. On the evening of the second day, Elena and Alex's paths finally crossed. Inspired by Alex's paintings, Elena didn't hesitate to initiate a conversation. The two of them established a deep connection through their art. Throughout the night, they engaged in long conversations under the sky, sharing inspirations with each other. On the second day of the festival, after the extended conversations under the sky, Elena and Alex decided to create some distance between them. Both believed that this meeting was unique and wanted to savor the moment. Elena decided to seek inspiration for her paintings by exploring the embrace of nature, while Alex retreated to his studio, delving into the depths of his art and creating new works. Even in their physical separation, their creativity flourished. As the days passed, both of them achieved great success in their respective fields. Elena's paintings reflected the beauty at the core of nature, while Alex's works delved into the depths of emotions. The longing they felt for each other contributed to the strengthening of their art. However, over time, they both realized the depth of their yearning for each other. Like everyone occasionally needs, they had forgotten their connection. One day, they coincidentally ran into each other. The moment they made eye contact, they felt that the special bond between them was still alive. After making eye contact, Elena and Alex decided to meet for a coffee, sharing the experiences of the time that had passed in their lives. This meeting provided an opportunity to share their past experiences and current feelings. They met at a cafe, choosing a comfortable corner to sit across from each other. As they placed their orders, their eyes locked onto each other, and they smiled. Taking their first sips, they began sharing the changes that had occurred during the time they were apart. Elena shared that she had attended various workshops to enhance her painting skills and organized a few exhibitions. Her paintings, intertwined with nature, carried emotional depth. Alex mentioned opening his own studio and participating in many art events, elevating his creativity to new dimensions and organizing exhibitions. They realized how deep and special their feelings for each other were. The shared moments had strengthened the bond between them even more. Both had learned from their past mistakes, grown, and matured. As their coffees ran out and their conversations deepened, they began to imagine what they could achieve together in the future. Their relationship was built on more than just romantic love. It was founded on mutual support, sharing dreams, and growing together. This meeting was not just about having coffee, it marked the beginning of a deep conversation that touched their souls. The challenges they had faced in the past had brought them together now, making them even closer. In the days to come, they knew that these shared moments would form the foundation of a love that would last a lifetime. Elena and Alex decided to work in the same place and live together to strengthen their bond even more. This decision allowed them to deepen both their collaboration and their romantic relationship. They decided to rent a studio, creating an environment where both of them could nurture their creativity together. The shared workspace not only provided a space for their individual projects but also offered the opportunity to support each other's endeavors and be productive together. As time passed in the workspace where they created beautiful memories, it further strengthened their connection. Opting to live under the same roof, they aimed to merge both their professional and personal lives. As their time passed with collaboration and personal projects, their love for each other grew stronger every day. Beautiful memories, their artworks, and shared experiences made their relationship even more special. Living together not only solidified their bond but also allowed them to dream about the future. However, just when everything seemed perfect, someone arrived in the city to disrupt their happiness: Eric. Eric was the person Elena was in a relationship with after meeting Alex. During their second encounter with Alex, Elena, who was dating Eric at the same time, inexplicably broke up with Eric without mentioning her relationship with Alex. Eric, unable to comprehend Elena's sudden departure, found himself in a state of internal emptiness. Determinedly, he initiated a series of investigative efforts to trace the reasons behind Elena's decision. He was eager to understand why she made such a choice. Upon arriving in the city, he wandered through complex emotions. The hope of encountering Elena again motivated him, yet simultaneously, he wanted to comprehend why she treated him in this manner and perhaps find an explanation. Rick, wandering through the city streets, began to follow the traces of the past. Investigating where Elena spent her time and whom she met, he tried to piece together the puzzle. In this process, the mysterious atmosphere of the city and the clues he followed took him on a journey of discovery. By going to the places Elena frequented, he gathered more information about her. Throughout this journey, the beauty and painful memories of the city left deep traces in Eric's inner world. Perhaps, this exploration represented not only the quest for Elena but also Eric's own internal journey. With excitement from the anticipation of seeing Elena in a bookstore after a long search, Eric quickened his steps. However, as he approached, he saw Alex standing beside her. This moment shattered Eric's world. Eric, momentarily frozen, experienced an emotional shock. Seeing Elena and Alex together plunged him into deep sorrow. In the midst of internal turmoil, he couldn't figure out what to say or how to react. That moment was a turn of events contrary to what he once eagerly anticipated. Struggling to accept the situation, Eric stood there motionless. Amidst the books, as Elena and Alex conversed, a mixture of emotions swirled within Eric. He grappled with the pain of loss on one side and the effort to deal with anger and helplessness on the other. The quiet atmosphere of the bookstore made the invisible walls between the trio more pronounced. Experiencing this painful moment, Eric witnessed the unexpectedly intersecting paths of his life. Sitting on the stairs, Eric tried to unravel the confusion in his mind. The love he felt for Elena and the trust he had in her made this situation even more complicated. Seeing the man next to Elena in the bookstore created a profound shock. As he watched the city's movement from the stairs, Eric tried to understand the reasons behind Elena's sudden departure. Despite trying to think positively, there were question marks in his mind. Although he initially struggled to accept this situation, he was determined to take steps to find the truth. Eric decided to find out who the man next to Elena was. Perhaps this would be a reality that would dispel the doubts in his mind. On the other hand, he was trying to resolve his internal conflicts without Elena being aware of this situation. For several days, he traced Elena's footsteps. Observing in the city's streets, parks, and cafes, he tried to learn new things about her. During this process, the confusion and uncertainty he felt were pulling him into an internal journey. Eric had the chance to meet Alex after a week. He still didn't have clear information about Elena's situation, and the uncertainty was bothering him. However, deciding to use the opportunity to meet Alex, he was ready to take a bold step to find out if Elena was in a relationship. When they met Alex, he initially created an intimate conversational atmosphere. They talked about general topics, shared their interests. However, over time, Eric, unable to withstand the questions inside him, changed the subject. Eric sincerely asked, "Could we have met Elena?" This question seemed to momentarily surprise Alex. Eric continued, "Because I saw her in a bookstore some time ago, and I was curious about who she was." Alex shared a look of astonishment and asked, "Elena is my girlfriend, yes. So, where did you see her?" Eric, with internal turmoil, tried to understand the truth by sharing the places he saw Elena. An emotional tension started to emerge between the two. Alex empathetically listened to Eric's shattered state. Eric was grappling with the unexpected end of his relationship with Elena and the uncertainty about the reason. Eric's pain touched Alex's inner world, reminding him of a similar experience from his past. Quietly, Alex listened, trying to understand the pain Eric was feeling. Perhaps he thought he could help resolve this complicated situation. Eric's narrative reflected the inner world of a person lost in emotional turmoil. Eric shared the challenging journey he was going through, both to alleviate his pain and possibly to open a door to a solution. Alex, on the other hand, was ready to accompany this internal journey, making an effort to understand Eric's emotional world. Between the two men, a complex story had begun, intertwining experiences and feelings. Alex's emotional response had been molded by the pain of betrayal. Elena being involved with two people simultaneously deeply affected Alex and shook his sense of trust. This complicated situation led to internal conflict and emotional difficulties. Alex's anger and disappointment were intoxicating his emotional world. On one hand, he was questioning the emotional ties he felt towards Elena, and on the other hand, he was trying to rebuild his self-confidence. In this challenging process, Alex's efforts to achieve emotional balance were leading him on an internal journey of self-discovery. The sudden encounter with Elena plunged all three into a deep silence. The shame on Elena's face was immediately noticeable. In Alex's eyes, there were mixed emotions: anger, sorrow, and disappointment. As Alex approached Elena, a period of silence ensued. Elena, with her head bowed, said, "I apologize. I'm truly sorry for the mistake I've made." Alex attempted to gather his mixed emotions and finally spoke, "How long has this been going on?" Being in relationships with two people at the same time. Why? Elena slowly lifted her head and met Alex's eyes. "You didn't deserve this, Alex. What I did to you and Eric was a colossal mistake. Trying to sustain two relationships at the same time led me to lose myself. I hindered you from getting to know each other, and I lost both of you." Eric, still standing in shock, hadn't fully processed what had happened. While listening to Elena's explanations, he was also trying to come to terms with his own feelings. Elena said, "I don't know what I can do right now. I just wanted to acknowledge my mistake towards both of you." The anger on Alex's face softened, giving way to a deeper sorrow. "It's not that simple, Elena. You deceived both me and Eric. Now, I don't even know what we're going to do." In the midst of this complex emotional moment, the three were trying to erase the traces of the past and find a solution for how to move forward. Eric was shaken by his love for Elena. It was easier for Alex to part ways with Elena, but Eric's emotional ties were more intricate. His feelings for Elena had engulfed him with passion, yet reaping the fruits of that passion was far from easy. Eric was aware of his love for Elena, but this emotion had fallen into the midst of a complex love triangle. In this challenging situation, Eric seemed to be navigating through an impassable labyrinth within his own inner world to find a solution. When Elena emerged in this intricate situation, she saw the internal conflict reflected on Eric's face. As the trio engaged in a conversation, emotions began to be openly expressed. They were caught in the web of Eric's intense love, Alex's understanding, and Elena's own feelings. This trio's dynamics had turned into an emotional competition. Eric didn't want to let go of Elena, but he had to face the truths and understand everyone's feelings. While Elena tried to resolve her internal conflicts and make the right decision, Alex had to define the boundaries of his relationship. Each of them experiencing this complex situation in their own worlds demonstrated how relationships could be intricate and sometimes painful. Eric, Alex, and Elena were navigating towards and away from each other in an emotional labyrinth, but they needed to unravel this complexity to reach a resolution. Alex's separation from Elena seemed to have somewhat untangled the complexity of the relationship. Leaving the city meant a new beginning for him. While severing ties with Elena was a painful decision, perhaps going their separate ways was for the best. Eric had been dragged into a profound impasse during this process. Alex's departure left him even more devastated. The complex emotional situation he was in had enveloped him like a shadow. Trying to cling to life on the fringes, he couldn't escape an internal collapse. Elena, continuing her life with the hope of resolving the complexity left behind by relationships. Alex's departure could have been an opportunity for her, but dealing with an internal void in this process was challenging. Perhaps this separation was a time for each to focus on their own internal journey. The complex emotional traces left behind by the trio's relationship had inflicted deep wounds in each character's inner world. Alex, Elena, and Eric, while trying to learn from their challenging relationship, had to face their own internal struggles. The profound emptiness Eric was experiencing was pulling him towards his internal darkness. Alienated in the city, he was struggling with life helplessly. Elena's tears were shed for her departed lover, Alex, pushing Eric further into an internal darkness. Elena's pain deepened Eric's sense of helplessness. Although he made the decision to talk once again, the emotional intensity from Elena made Eric realize that he was heading towards a point of no return. By deciding to end his life, Eric reached the pinnacle of his internal conflicts and despair. Having accepted that he could no longer have Elena, he confronted this painful truth. The story was taking a dramatic turn towards a tragic ending, leaving profound marks on the lives of each character. Eric struggled with dark thoughts and couldn't find a way to overcome his internal conflicts. The despair in his eyes was reflected in the note he wrote. The note detailed his pains, loves, and especially the complex relationship with Elena. The emotions expressed by Eric in this note reflected a complex tableau that deepened his internal conflicts. When the police arrived at the scene upon receiving a tip, they saw that Eric's challenging journey had come to an end. Elena experienced a deep impact during the police interrogations, both from Eric's suicide and the complexity of their relationship. The constant mention of her name in Eric's note created an emotionally entangled deadlock with her own feelings. The police conducted further interviews with Elena to understand this situation and tried to unravel the complex relationship dynamics behind the incident. Elena's complex thoughts and emotions added another layer of complexity to the investigation. The police were striving to comprehend that this incident was not just a tragedy but also a story intertwined with various emotional layers. Elena's innocence came to light as the police investigation deepened, revealing the truths behind Eric's suicide note. The internal conflicts in Eric's suicide note and the complexity of his relationship with Elena indicated to the police that Eric was grappling with issues within his own inner world. This situation demonstrated that Elena was not a criminal element and that the incident needed to be considered in a broader context. Elena decided to continue her life after the sorrow and trauma she experienced. While Eric's loss left a profound impact on her, she gradually tried to alleviate the pain over time. Perhaps, the events made her realize once again how complex and fragile relationships and emotional bonds can be. The tragic end of Eric seemed like a reflection of the hidden dangers within love and emotional relationships. This story, where both parties were grappling with emotional challenges, emphasized how powerful and, at the same time, how fragile a force love can be.